Hello, and welcome to a little video about the Unit 2 Part 1 test review. Okay, for number 1, we're going to make equations in slope-intercept form for all 4 graphs. Let's start with number 1, or with the top left one. Alright, I got f of x equals. First, we're going to need a fraction. And the fraction is going to be our slope. How many up and to the right are we going? Let's count. 1, 2, 3 up, and to the right once. Cool. Put an x next to it, and we're going to, well, I put a plus without even thinking about it. I need to identify my y-intercept. It looks like my y-intercept is -5. So I'm going to put -5. Perfect. Let's do this bottom one. All right, f of x equals fraction. So I'm going to start with the y-intercept, and I'm going to go up 2 to the right 1. And my y-intercept is +3. Let's go to the top right now. All right, top right. F of x equals fraction. Ooh, it looks like this time I'm going down instead of up. I'm going down to -2, and to the right 3. And my y-intercept is +5. Right, bottom right. F of x equals, this one's going down again. I'm going down 1 and 2, -2, and to the right 1. And my y-intercept is +3. Fantastic. So that's number 1. Number 2, let's use the tables below to answer the following questions. First, let's review the formula, and then the other problems I'll also show you the pattern way of doing it. Okay, so the formula is m equals y2 minus y1, x2 minus x1. All right. x1, x2, y1, y2. Got 9 minus 0 over 3 minus 0. Well, that's 9 over 3, which reduces to 3. Letter B asks us to write the function as f of x equals mx plus b. So, we already found m, it's +3. B is whatever number is attached to x is 0. Looks like it's y is 0. So, +0. For letter C, I'd like to determine the value of the function after a constant rate of 8. So that's f of 8 equals 3 times 8 plus 0. And that's 24. Fantastic. The next one. Let's determine the average rate of change. Now, of course, I can still do my formula, which I'll write out. But we could also take a look at the pattern, and I'll show you what I mean. x1, x2, y1, y2. So that's 15 minus 19 over -2 minus -4. Now, let's take a look at the pattern of the y's. It looks like I'm going down by 4 each time. And if you think about it, 15 minus 9 is, minus 19 is -4. This is the same -4. For the x's, it looks like I'm going up by 2's. So I could put a 2 on the bottom here. And you know what? -2 minus -4 is also 2. So could we have skipped this whole part? Yeah, we could have. We could have went straight to that fraction. -4 over 2 is -2. All right, our slope. F of x equals -2x. And our b, let's find b. B is whatever number is with 0 on the table. Well, there's x is 0, so B is 11. For letter C, I'd like to determine the value of the function after a constant rate of 5. That means we're going to plug 5 in. So that's negative 2 times 5 plus 11. That goes straight into your calculator. Negative 2 times 5 is negative 10 plus 11 is 1. Okay. Let's take a look at this one. Once again, we can do the formula, and I'll still write it out so you can see it, because that is a very legit way of doing it. M equals on top we have negative 3 minus negative 8, and on the bottom 3 minus 0. The pattern for the y's looks like I am adding 5 each time. And you know what? Negative 3 minus negative 8 is 5. For the x's, it looks like I'm adding 3 each time. And wouldn't you know, 3 minus 0 is 3. So we got our slope. F of x equals 5/3 x. Let's find the y-intercept. There's x is 0, the y-intercept is negative 8. Let's again determine the value of the function after a constant rate of 15, which means I'm taking 15 and I'm replacing every x that I see in our function. This can go straight into your calculator. 5/3 times 15 is 25. 25 minus 8 is 17. All right, let's do this last one for number 2. Like I said, I'm going to do the formula and I'll show you the pattern. All right, so x1, x2, y1, y2. 3 minus 10 on top, and negative 1 minus negative 2 on the bottom. The pattern is subtracting 7, which we get 3 minus 10 is negative 7. For the x's, it looks like I'm adding 1 each time. And negative 1 minus negative 2 is positive 1. Negative 7 over 1 is just negative 7. Let's write our function. F of x equals negative 7x. Our b is our y-intercept. Negative 4. Let's finish this by determining the value of the function after a constant rate of 6 by plugging in 6 into our function. You know what, that 7 and the negative are way too connected. Let's fix that guy up. Alright. Alright. Okay, 6, 6. Of course you can do this in your calculator, but you know me, I love to do math in my head. It's fun. I'm a math teacher. So negative 7 times 6 is negative 42. Minus 4 is negative 46. Okay. Number 3, a cactus is currently 4 inches tall and grows 3 inches per year. Let's write a function. Right. F of x equals. Now the slope is actually called the average rate of change. We learned that new word for it in this unit. So what is the change that's happening? Well, the change is the growth. How much is it growing? It's growing 3 inches per year. The y-intercept, the b term, is the starting height, which is 4. How tall will the tree be in 12 years? I got a color code, you know me. No, I wanted that green. Green, please. Thank you. All right, so let's plug in 12 into our function. F of 12 equals 3x, or 3 times 12, plus 4. Well, 3 times 12 is 36. 36 plus 4 is 40. So 40 inches in 12 years. Fantastic. And lastly, let's transform some linear functions. Okay, so we have the original graph, f of x equals 2x plus 1. It's graphed, I did that part. What I'd like us to do is multiply by -1. So what we're going to end up doing is doing both the 2 and the 1 that we had previously multiplied by -1. So everything in this original function stayed the same except the addition of those -1s to multiply. So let's find out our new function. 2 times -1 is -2, and 1 times -1 is -1. Let's graph it. So we start at -1, and then down 2 to the right 1. Fantastic. Number 5. Number 5, I have the original graph, x plus 5 graphed already. Here, I want to subtract 4 from it, which means I am going to write f of x equals x plus 5 minus 4. So everything in the original equation stayed the same, but this time I was subtracting something at the end. Now, when I subtract something at the end, I can only subtract from the regular numbers. 5 minus 4 is the only thing we can do. X stays x. 5 minus 4 is positive 1. So we start at 1. The slope for x this time is 1, because there's an invisible number there. Up 1 to the right 1. There's our graph. And essentially, that's how long our test is going to be and what's going to be on it. Obviously, not that many problems, but it's going to be two-sided. I think I have like 6 or 7 on there, max. But not like 6 or 7 with number 2 having all those 4 parts. That's crazy. All right, there'd be one problem like number 2. Okay, if you have any questions, make sure to ask me. Otherwise, have a wonderful rest of whatever day it is for you. Bye!